What's up, everybody? It's Aaron and Ray with our first ever live stream on YouTube for some DFS plays. So, Ray, how was your morning?
You know, it's been a hectic morning, but
It's been a little crazy,
here.
huh?
We're here right now. Hopefully, everybody has their notifications turned on, so we're not just talking into, the mist. But I'm pretty excited about doing this episode. I think that we've been talking about doing it for a while, and I got some good shouts today. I hope.
You got some good shots today, huh?
I hope.
You hope. You hope. So I hope you do too, as well. We shall see how this goes, and give it a whirl. Hopefully, we'll have some good feedback. Maybe it will work out for us. Maybe it won't. But we shall see, as they say.
All right, so how do you want to jump into this, Aaron, since this is our first show?
Well, it's DFS, but first and foremost, I feel like most people will want to have some form of, last minute injury news, start sits, things like that. Apparently, I'm going to be the one trying to pull all of this stuff up.
I tried to, but I was doing the thumbnail for this whole thing for about 45 minutes now, so my computer did not want to cooperate at all today. Literally,
it hated you, didn't it?
I couldn't do anything. Every time I did anything, I got an error, I got a message. So that's why I didn't have time to do that. So
yeah, well, that is what it is. You can't see chat, can you?
No, but I can pull it up here in a second.
You could probably pull it up on your phone, honestly.
Go ahead, Aaron. What do you got?
Well, in chat, we have Mr. Papa Bear Mindy. Josh said, Ray, you were right. I was the one who bet Aaron Jalen hurt Kirk Cousins. It was a hesitant bet, but I figured it could go either way.
That's tough.
Oh, geez, Louise. There's a lot of stuff on the injury report. Biggest news is Alvin Kamara's active. Michael Pittman's active. Sorry, I'm trying to get it all pulled up, but there's just so many.
Yeah, that's why I really was needing a little more time than what we got.
Josh Jacobs will play today. That's probably the biggest news. He did fly in with the team.
Herbert's going to try and play today.
Jacoby Myers is out. He's not going to play. Jerry Jeudy will play. Pre-game warm-ups. Patrick Surtain is expected to play. James Conner will be game time decision.
Really,
for his ankle. Yeah, he's going to test it out before the pregame to see how it works, but he's tracking to play. Saints Alvin Kamara, running back, rib injury, is expected to play versus the Panthers per source.
Keenan Allen is going to also be a game time decision. I would expect that they sit him, but that's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. J.K. Dobbins expected to play today. I would not start him, though, because he will probably be on a snap count.
Right now, Christian Watson is not going to play. Sammy Watkins is out for 4 weeks. So maybe Romeo Dobbs might be on this show today.
Maybe Dobbs might be on the show today. Hunter Renfrow is out. Chris Godwin is out. Fournette, questionable still. He's expected to play, but you know how that goes. We'll see what happens. And George Kittle is also expected to play. I think that pretty much covers all the big breaking news for the morning.
Yeah, I think it does.
So that is how that goes.
Sorry for the discombobulation. This is the first time we've ever done this, so it's gonna be a little rough around the edges until we get it kind of smoothed out.
Nah, we'll get it figured out, as they say.
As they say,
we'll get it figured out. But worst comes to worst, it's a work in progress. First time. So, Ray, let's jump into daily fantasy.
All right. So I'm gonna walk through my lineup that I have in right now.
We're not. We need to explain daily fantasy first.
Go ahead.
I've had questions come in all morning. So, GPP or guaranteed prize pools. These are your multi entries, typically up to 150 entries. For like the milli makers, the ones where you can win 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, $1 million to like first place, things like that. Pay attention to the prize structure and how they're broken down. But that is a GPP. If you want to make money, you are going to want to play 50-50s and double ups. 50-50s and double ups means you just have to finish in the top half of the field and you double your money. And if you're going to do that, I recommend playing single entry or up to 3 entry max and putting in 3 different lineups. So that's kind of how that one works. Makes sense? Everybody got it? Any questions in the chat? Any Chargers not named? Austin Eckler worth playing? Justin Herbert injury scares me away from all the receivers. That would be a question. If Herbert plays, I'm playing Mike Williams. And if Herbert doesn't play, I'm also playing Gerald Everett in both situations.
In DFS, I'm still willing to play Mike Williams because I would assume that his price would take a hit right now. But you might want to do expectations on what Mike Williams is going to be. I do not think that Keenan Allen plays.
I don't think so either. I think they give him another week to heal up.
So no, to answer your question, Eckler, I think it's still worth starting Mike Williams because he was so heavily involved, but that's still, you got to really temper what he's going to be. And Gerald Everett. And I think that's it. I think Herbert's even too scared to play now.
I would agree. And Herbert is kind of scared to play. If he's in, though, he'll probably fight through it.
Yeah, it's just tough. Hopefully he doesn't get that lung procedure, you could say.
I saw a notification or that they're going to use an ultrasound machine to make sure that the needle doesn't go into his lung. Poor Tyrod.
Maybe that is like a really difficult situation. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but
poor Tyrod Taylor.
Anyways.
Poor dude. All right, so you want to go in a couple of your lineups? I have 5 different ones.
Okay, I have 2 because I usually do 2 money ones, and then I'll throw one in right before the game starts just to make sure that I get at least one more in. But the 2 that I have right now kind of look a little similar. Let's talk about the first one, though. I like to stack my quarterbacks and my receivers. So I'm going to go Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think that's a really good stack. They're both relatively cheaper, and I think they're going to have to throw a lot today. I'm going to couple that with a Drake London. He seemed like he was necessary, and he, again, was cheap. And starting Garrett Wilson this week and Rashad Bateman all at receiver. Going kind of receiver heavy this week just because last week kind of scared me off of like throwing in any kind of running backs. The running back landscape right now kind of seems like it's in a disaster area. So for my running backs, I have Leonard Fournette in there, AJ Dillon, both relatively cheaper options. Evan Ingram as a scratch tight end. He was involved. And the Bills defense because they're that good.
You're not worried about two big plays from Tyreek or Jalen Waddle?
Nope, not at all. Literally zero worry at all.
All right, so let's talk about this. You said you like to stack quarterback wide receivers. Dependent upon price point, I'm willing to stack a quarterback and a running back as well. Like a Kirk Cousins and a Dalvin Cook if you can't afford Justin Jefferson because Dalvin Cook will still catch passes out of the backfield. I'm also looking to stack quarterback, 1 or 2 wide receiver from the same team, and then the number 1 wide receiver face up against him. I've got, like I said, I have 5 lineups in here, and I have, I'll just go through it. I have a Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown stack. I have a Stafford Cooper Kupp stack. I have a Josh Allen Stephon Diggs stack. I have a Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith stack. I couldn't afford A.J. Brown in that one. I have a Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews stack. So that's kind of how I'm stacking my quarterback with their number 1 pass catching options there outside of the Jalen Hurts one. But I have Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, like you said, they are good price points. Then I have Austin Eckler spin up a little bit on, as Josh was talking about, and I asked that question, spin up a little bit on the running back, who I think that if Herbert is or isn't in, either way, he's going to be heavily involved. David Montgomery against the Texans, that I think is a good cheaper value running back with good workload. I have Gabe Davis like we talked about, as my second wide receiver because that passing volume for the Bills is great. Put in Michael Thomas because he's seemed to have caught touchdowns in each week. I do think that he is a safe play, high floor PPR play, which is what DraftKings is. I have Irv Smith Jr. in my flex, and I have in my tight end, and I have Garrett Wilson in my flex. I think that if he does continue what he did last week, it's going to be great for me. He's cheap. He was like $3,400. Let me look really quick. Nope, he was $5,400. And then I am playing the Jets DST against the Bengals until the Bengals prove otherwise, that they aren't a complete dumpster fire, garbage trash can.
I think that's a solid lineup. I'm putting in a lineup right now, and I want to walk you guys through this. I think that'd be pretty reasonable. So,
okay.
Right now I have a Carson Wentz, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas stack. I know that's kind of like a lot of commanders, right? But I think that because Logan Thomas is so cheap, you know what? I want to take that back. I'm going to change Logan Thomas to something else.
The people last week who won the $1 million, they had Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle all in the lineup. That was the number one winning lineup. And then they bet on the Dolphins, and it worked out for them. So it might work.
I guess, yeah. So right now I'm looking at Carson Wentz, Christian Kirk, and Curtis Samuel as my like receiver and quarterback here. I have Robert Tonyan. I think he's going to be heavily involved today. I can't see maybe Romeo Doubs might be a guy. And if you want to put a stack in with Aaron Rodgers, Romeo Doubs, I think you could probably do worse than that. Somebody's going to be a pass catcher there. And if I'm going to be going with the defense and special teams, I think the Packers defense and special teams is a pretty good shout today. At 2,800, I don't think you can find a better defense for that cheap. So talking about the flex receiver and running backs here, I could pay up for Jonathan Taylor, but I don't know. That offense scares me so bad right now. So I think I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara coming in off the injury against Carolina. We're going to finally see that offense with Alvin Kamara at full speed. That's at $7,000. So that's relatively cheap for what Alvin Kamara usually brings to your roster. Since I've already bought low on a lot of my different positions, I can spend up now and get a DeAndre Swift. So I have two $7,000 running backs, right? I still have $11,000 left to spend. I would like to maybe get a little more assurity at receiver. So I think that at 6,800, Jalen Waddle, if you're saying that the Bills defense could get burned, Jalen Waddle's the guy to do it. And he's a lot cheaper than Tyreek Hill at
I have him in a lineup
about $8,000. So now I'm talking about I'm looking here at my flex. This is where I'm going to have to kind of buy low. And I wish that we had more information to say that Keenan Allen was not 100% going to play, because Josh Palmer would be a great shout here. Right? At 4,800, great shout.
If Keenan Allen is out, yeah, and Justin Herbert's playing.
If Keenan Allen was out, but I just don't know. So Treylon Burks at 4,900. If you're not willing to play
Mike Evans and Justin Herbert on the fence of being out, then I'm not playing Josh Palmer. If you're on the fence of Mike Williams as a flex, I'm not playing Josh Palmer this week.
Okay. Then I'm going Treylon Burks, and that's going to be another roster I'm going to be submitting here. So my quarterback is Carson Wentz. My running back is Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Swift, Christian Kirk, Curtis Samuel, Jalen Waddle, Robert Tonyan, Treylon Burks, and the Packers defense and special teams, and I have $0 left.
You're out of money, huh?
Hey,
$0 on the DraftKings.
Don't ever be afraid to have a little bit of money left over. I mean, if you believe in a guy, go get that guy and put him in DFS. That's the whole point of it.
That is very, very fair. I have so many lineups.
Well, let's talk about one more. Let's talk about the one that you feel most confident about.
The one I feel most confident about, honestly.
Don't say the one that you already read.
I know.
You could have just made something up here and just put something in.
Matt Stafford one isn't bad. So I have Matt Stafford at the quarterback, David Montgomery again at the running back. I have Miles Sanders at my second running back. I have Cooper Kupp at wide receiver 1, and I have stacked both Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp with Marquise Hollywood Brown, the number 1 against Arizona, who they play today. It's always a good surefire bet. I also have Rashad Bateman in as my third wide receiver, Irv Smith at my tight end again, because I do think that he is going to be good value. And then I have Chris Olave in my flex. So once again, I have another Saints player in that lineup. And then I have the Eagles DST against the Commanders because Carson Wentz is always a surefire bet to throw at least 2 interceptions in games that they are trailing and trying to come back in. So that's at least some points. I do expect that Eagles can probably get a couple sacks in there as well to give me some points.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's kind of how that one is.
So that's kind of how I think both of us kind of seen the same DFS lineups and whatnot. I think that those are viable. I've won some money on there, not a lot, but I've won some money. You know,
I've
not
won a lot of money through the first 2 weeks.
If I want to talk about a lot of money, we could talk about Sammy Watkins burning me for like 30 large, but
30 grand.
Okay. That's how much it was.
30 grand. That is true. But that was last year. Let's stop living in the past. Let's go ahead and move on to this year. Because this year is a whole new beast.
Look.
No, man. I mean, I've put $10 in of my own money, and I'm up to $140 something.
Usually how I do it.
Free entries and double ups and
specifically with DraftKings and whatnot. I just wanted to put a disclaimer out there. Put a cap on how much you're going to spend this season, and just spend that. Don't go over that, because then you might have to talk to somebody about some things.
You'll have to call those hotlines.
We don't have the hotline numbers, but
it's like 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, or 1-800-HELP-ME. I'm in large with the loan sharks.
Don't be going to loan sharks if sports betting is not legal in your state. It's illegal, and you'll get in trouble. So,
all right. Anyways, well, what else you got, Aaron?
Nothing, Ray. I suppose we can probably just take ourselves on out of here. All right.
These are going to be quick ones on Sunday morning. But for the 2 people in the chat, I just wanted to throw out there, we just hit 300 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. I want to say thanks for the guys that are even here. Appreciate you.
That it is. So guys, please enjoy your Sunday. Hop in the Discord and ask us any question you want. Start sits will probably be, I know I'll be on my phone up until game start in about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Please subscribe on YouTube. You're here. Please hit the notification bell. Subscribe and then catch our regularly scheduled programming either on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. But anyways, until next time, we'll hit this outro music and we will see you later.
That one sucked. That one sucked. Is this still playing? This is still playing.